Welcome back. This is part 3. In the last video we talked about guards, from this ready guard to the back off guard. Now we get to the part of the Fantail flinch, the flinch system. Now, you need to understand this, the most important thing for a human being to do is to be able to defend themselves if they're surprised or on a surprise attack. So the most natural self-defense system that all us human beings have is called a flinch. We all do it. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter whether you're a beginner or a grandmaster. If you get surprised or anything, you're going to flinch. Most people flinch if they're surprised. They're going to flinch like this. Now, the reason we do this is because the cognitive mind gets into overload and then you can't function properly. Then we switch. Your mind will automatically switch to the reptilian brain, and it causes this reaction. The flinch is the most natural and the fastest reaction that a human being can have without being trained. Little kids do it, adults do it, everyone does it. And this is why we flinch. The reason why we do it is that we subconsciously protecting our throat, our eyes and our nose, and we know we're going to be safe like this. In the Fantail system, we take this natural response that human beings have, and instead of a cowering flinch like this, we turn it into what we call a power flinch. This is really, really important. So if I get surprised, I'm not going to flinch like this, I'm going to flinch into this position. And why this position is so important is because we have the same reaction, the same response, the same speed, but then we're not going to go in cowering. We're going to be here in a strong position. If I stand sideways here, you'll see how come it's so powerful. So what's happening here is that I'm forming a triangle. A triangle is the strongest structure in the world. And this sort of flinching here, with this triangle here, this triangle here, this triangle here, in the front here, is the most powerful position that a human being can have. And this position here will withstand a huge amount of force. Okay? Thank you. Okay, this is the second part of the third video on the flinch. So what happens here is when I was talking about the structure, if Jenny gets into the structure, this is the triangular structure of the flinch. There. Now you can see the triangle shape here, you can see the triangle shape here, you can see the triangle shape here. Now if Jeanette's in this structure properly, her legs are in this triangular position as well, so her whole body is in a triangular structure. So if she goes from the back off guard and I come in to grab or whatever, she can withstand it by getting into this triangular position. So it's really important to understand that. This is the very basics of how to withstand a huge amount of force. So if Jeanette's in the back off guard, or she can go to the ready guard, and if I rush in, she'll, instead of flinching like this, she's going to flinch into what we call a power flinch. So I'm not even going to let her know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to rush in. As you can see, even from this position here, Jeanette can withstand a whole lot of force. And anybody can do this. It doesn't matter whether your triangle is this small or big. It's triangular structure is what we're trying to get. Now if you have a look at what Jeanette's doing, she comes around this way here, see the triangle? Now her whole body is in a triangular structure, so her whole body is withstanding the force of what I'm actually doing. So we go back from the very start, we go to the ready guard, to the back off guard, and then if I go into surprise attacker to get her down on the ground or something like that, all she's going to do is flinch into a power flinch. So just in this position here. This position here, she can hold me quite easy. Okay, so it's really hard for you to see how much power Jeanette has really got and how hard I'm really hitting her in the video. But trust me, if I hit Jeanette really, really hard, there's quite a lot of pain. Okay, thank you. Welcome back. This is Jeanette. She's a senior instructor in the Fantail Combat system. What we're going to do is demonstrate the basic flinch, on how to get out of a headlock or a chokehold. So for instance, if I got Jeanette, come in this position here, there's no way in the world she's going to get out of it. There's no technique in the world that she's going to get out of this position, because it's just going to take me a split second to break her neck, right? And the more she struggles, she's in real danger in this position. So how she gets out of a chokehold, if she gets into the back off position and I'm going to rush in and grab her to get her into a headlock, I can't get her into a headlock. So don't practice how to get out of a headlock once you're in it, because you're not going to get out of it. You avoid getting into a headlock from the start. So I can't grab Jeanette and put her in a headlock from here. Alright? So from this position here, Jeanette can easily strike into the... Yeah, I don't want to get hit because she gets quite violent in these situations. So you understand this? The headlock. If you get into this position, you're not going to get out of it. Especially if the person's a lot bigger and stronger than you are. And it doesn't take me long to actually put a lot of pressure. Just tap my hand when you feel the pressure. You know? So you saw her tapping my arm. I applied probably not even level 1, if we're on a scale from 1 to 10. There's a lot of pain there. And if I wanted to snap her neck or crush her jaw around here, I just need to do this and it's finished. So you're not going to get out of this position. So in the Fantail Combat system, we teach you how not to get into a headlock by this back off guard here. This back off guard is essential for what we do. So if I try and get into a headlock, demonstrate it one more time, I can't. That's it. Don't get into a headlock. Use the power flinch to keep you from getting into one.